This show contains spoilers and adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Movies with Ron, movies with Ron.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Movies with Ron.
So I had this dream. I've been sitting on this dream for a while. Man, I'm almost bored with it. I've been waiting to tell you.
All right, well, let's have it.
Yeah, let it out.
I had this dream that our mom and our stepdad, Gary, they were on vacation, and I was with them.
Gary!
Can't remember if you guys were there, but it was like this fancy resort, right? On vacation.
Uh-huh.
Shit goes on. It's a long dream. We get to the end of the dream. I'm in their suite.
Uh-huh.
So it's like lots of different rooms. So it's like big spender.
Okay.
Hotel suite. I'm on the couch. There's all these people around. They're having a party, right? Drinks, fucking laughing, people telling jokes.
Fun?
Yeah.
That's not like our parents.
I sit on the couch, I turn on the TV, and it's porn.
Oh.
And I'm like, motherfucker, I know at least a lot of people have just seen me do this. And I immediately turn it off. And I'm like, fuck. And I know it's them. Their vacation porn.
Yeah.
Yeah. I try to look at my phone and just pretend it didn't happen. And some woman sits down next to me on the couch. I'm in the middle. She sits down on my left side. And she's like, I saw that. And then she just starts talking about how I'm a bad person. I'm depraved and pissing me off.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, she's a woman, so I can't like elbow her in the teeth.
Oh.
But I can grab her by the belt loop and tip her over the side of the couch. My dream, motherfucker. Does not work out as planned. I end up grabbing the side of her thigh, her pants, and just trying to tip her over, and all I do is end up like lifting her leg up. And I'm like, oh, great. And her crotch is open, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? So I spit on it. Right on her crotch. Then I notice Mom sits down to my right. And before I can turn to her and go, did you just see me spit on that pussy? Mom turns to me and goes, did you just spit on that pussy? And I woke up.
Oh my God.
Welcome to episode 125 of Movies with Ron, the podcast where my older brother recaps a movie from beginning to end for me and you, because we like his versions better. It's okay if you've seen the movie or not. The experience is unique, so let's get it on. I'm Chris, your MC for the time being. Here with me tonight, Nurse Candy.
Hey, everybody.
And here he is, folks.
He's the ball cracker, death on foot. You know him, you love him. He's Ron.
Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, man.
Hey, guys. How's it going? It's been a while.
Oh my gosh. I have forgotten what it's like to laugh. It's been so long.
Well, get ready. I am just kidding.
I posted this thing on our Facebook. Horror master John Carpenter ready to end his 10-year directing hiatus.
Ooh.
Yay.
All right.
Wow.
And then Ryan replied, fuck yeah. Is it a porno? Robert Pattinson is the new Batman.
I know. You know what? I love it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it, yeah.
Yeah. The internet hates it.
Yeah, let's see what he's got, man.
Like, they didn't learn their lesson with Ben Affleck, who was a pretty good Batman.
Yeah.
The fucking online petitions.
Oh, God.
Fucking Game of Thrones shit. Remake Game of Thrones Season 8.
Yeah.
Recast Batman. Like,
It's bullshit.
the public is too confident. Oh, yeah. The Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
I was okay with it.
They're changing Sonic.
Yeah. When I first saw that preview, I was like, oh, what the hell, man? They're pulling a He-Man. You know, he's not in Sonic World or wherever. It's a fish out of water story. I don't want to see Sonic, like, running down highways in Michigan. You know?
Yeah. At some point, a portal should open up, Then you go to the Sonic world.
Yeah.
James Marsden goes with him.
I have to be honest. James Marsden is perfect for that role. He's played that role before in other movies, like that Easter Bunny one, and not bad.
I felt like he was supposed to be the next Tom Cruise, and then Tom Cruise never stopped being Tom Cruise.
Yes.
James Marsden just has to be in Sonic movies now.
But the more I watched that trailer, I was like, you know what? All right. I'm okay with this. Yeah, it showed Sonic stretching, and they were playing Gangster's Paradise. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
That dream says a lot about what's been going on in your inner world, doesn't it?
I'm just glad. I'm just glad it wasn't that bad.
Open your legs and let me spit on it. He's like, so I spit on it.
By accident. After he got shamed for watching porn. There's a lot going on with you.
Yeah.
I know. Why?
I don't know.
I didn't ask for this.
You're reminding me more and more lately of Vincent D'Onofrio in The Cell.
Man, come on.
That was a very underrated performance of his.
I pick like Men in Black or something.
Yeah.
No, that was early childhood.
All right, moving right along. Demon Knight from 1995.
Yeah, man, I love this movie.
Whoa. That's what we're doing?
Yeah.
All right.
Surprise,
Did we
surprise.
talk about this before?
No, we
I
don't.
felt like we talked about Demon Knight.
Yeah, somebody brought it up, and maybe we should do it or whatnot. Once.
Yeah.
I was 11 years old, and me and my two friends wanted to go see Species, which has Natasha Henstridge in it.
Yeah.
Right.
Any of you old souls out there, Species was special because it was kind of cool. Like, Michael Madsen was in it. He played, like, the badass. And it was an alien woman, and she got naked a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
She'd vamp out in an alien, but you got this hot model body most of the time walking around. I think she has to have sex with him. I don't know. But it was like, we're going to go see this fucking movie. But we can. It's R-rated. We need an adult. Because back then, I don't know, they were strict with it. I don't know if they are now, but...
Yeah, they tend to frown on that.
We got one of our friends' dads to escort us. He wasn't going to watch it with us. It was perfect. It was a perfect plan. And then the other kid in the group, his older brother was in line. And his older brother was a fucking asshole.
Oh, no.
And told the dad that we were not allowed to see this movie, that it was too bad.
Oh.
Because the dad, he didn't know that much about it.
Yeah.
We're talking about Species because we were so fucking disappointed and heartbroken that we never got to see boobs. So the dad took us to the local shopette, the video rental place.
Oh, okay.
And we rented Demon Knight. And it's one of the greatest movies ever made. I love it.
It was great.
It has the Tales from the Crypt banner on it. Mm-hmm. Like, it's kind of its own story, but what's Tales from the Crypt? Old HBO show, had the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, man.
So he kind of does the intros and outros of the story.
Right. And it's they're all famous for being scary and funny. Mm-hmm. And having random celebrity cameos.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger directed an episode once.
Yeah. At one point, they decided to make a Tales from the Crypt trilogy of movies.
Yep.
And Demon Knight is the first one. And it's got Billy Zane in it.
Man, he's great in this.
He is. So underrated.
Yeah.
He's a really great bad guy.
He's also the villain from Titanic.
Yep. And
If
he
anyone
is
needs
the
a reference.
Phantom.
Yeah, he was the Phantom. Phantom, Treat Williams was the bad guy. I'll tell you what. But Billy Zane is the prince of B movies, kind of.
Yeah, didn't really see that coming during the Titanic days.
Oh, I know.
He was Johnny in Dirty Dancing, but the choreographer fired him.
Whoa.
Wasn't even the boss. Choreographer was like, get out of here. And they hired Patrick Swayze.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Probably because he was being inappropriate.
That's possible. I feel like Billy Zane did something to knock himself down a notch to get into the B movies. There's an incident we don't know about.
His IMDb says he shaves his head for hydrodynamics in swimming.
It was pretty smart.
Yeah. Nowadays, he's in a TV show on,
Oh, yeah?
on some online streaming service, one of those oddball independent ones. A TV show called Curfew with Sean Bean. And it's about the post-apocalypse with fast-running zombies.
Oh, wow.
But it's about a race from one side of the United Kingdom to the other. And it's like a road trip racing movie with zombies.
Huh.
Yeah, pretty cool. Kind of like Rat Race. What was the one before that?
It's a mad, 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 mad world.
Yeah.
A wacky races with zombies and Billy Zane.
There you go. I was asking for that, wasn't I? How about any love for William Sadler?
So much love.
Yes.
I love William Sadler.
Yeah. He was the Grim Reaper from Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. That's where he met his wife, too, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And I heard the Grim Reaper is in the third one that they're making.
Good.
Yeah. Which they're filming right now, actually.
My prayers are answered. That's all I've ever wanted.
He was Haywood in Shawshank Redemption. And he was in the first episode of Tales from the Crypt.
That's right. He was the executioner.
Yeah.
Also bad guy in Die Hard 2.
Yeah, there you go.
I think you see his ass in that. Beginning of the movie. Like your first shot of the bad guy is naked in his hotel room.
He's like doing Tai Chi or some
Yep.
shit. We also got Jada Pickett Smith. Who's she? Will Smith's wife?
Yes. She used to be somebody before.
Nah, she
married
did
Will
a lot
Smith,
of
too.
shit. She was in Set It Off or Baps. I remember Baps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh,
You
obscure-
said her name and I was like,
obscure 90s movies.
well, Babs.
What about CCH Pounder?
You got to love old CCH.
Oh, yeah.
Folks call her Chitch. I was watching this movie. The credits came on and I was like, who the hell is Chitch Pounder? Chitch Pounder? Is this a joke?
All right, also Dick Miller. Anybody know
Yes.
who he is? The
love
paranoid
Dick
guy
Miller.
from Gremlins.
Gremlins.
And everything else. There is a great documentary all about his life on Amazon Prime called That Guy, Dick Miller.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome.
Thomas Hayden Church.
The janitor from Wings. Mechanic. He was a mechanic.
Also, there's a sheriff in this movie. Does he have a big role? The sheriff is played by John Shuck, and he is the first actor ever to say in an American motion picture, fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me the story.
It was the movie MASH from the 70s.
Oh.
It was the first fuck that got allowed, you know?
I love that actor.
Yeah.
He is a face that I miss. Why is my vape the loudest? Why is it so damn loud? Listen to this shit.
What's in it?
Wet dog.
All right, random trivia. There's a lot of studio sets in this movie, and there were a bunch of birds that settled in the rafters,
Yeah, it was one
always
studio
making noise. And they had to fire blank gunshots
set. Yeah,
before every scene just to get him to shut up.
yeah, to scare him.
1995. Those were the days.
Simpler times.
What does everybody think about that new Godzilla trailer?
Haven't seen it.
I think it looks really good.
But the trailer, man. In the trailer, I was thinking about how important music is in movies. In the trailer to Godzilla, they are playing the Claire de Lune, a big instrumental piece. Mm-hmm. And then I looked at trailer number 2, and they are playing fucking Somewhere Over the Rainbow to Godzilla. This is a monster movie with a huge monster, lots of destruction. Mm-hmm. And they're playing these weird instrumental pieces in the trailer. Like, somebody needed to get fired for that.
Yeah, that's millennials, man. That's the world today.
What are they
Helping
supposed to
some-
play?
We're going to do the opposite. You play fucking AC/DC. It's Godzilla. There's monsters
Yeah,
in it.
she's right. It's supposed to be AC/DC.
Yeah.
It makes me not. I'm going to go see it, but it makes me not want to see it.
Yeah, they should have played "It's a Long Way to the Top" if you want to rock it. With the, bagpipes. Godzilla. Bagpipes. Tell me that wouldn't kill.
No.
I'm a fucking
They needed
genius.
to play
Yeah.
the drum solo from If You Want Blood.
Ooh,
That would have been awesome.
pretty good.
Okay.
All right, I've been shown up.
So I was thinking about the significance of music in movies and the phenomenon of, and I know you know what I'm talking about, where a song has been popular in its own right, then gets used later in a movie, and every time you hear that song, you think about that movie. A song that was not made for that movie.
I get it.
Yeah. So I'm going to shout out some songs, and you guys are going to tell me what movie comes to mind.
Okay.
Okay?
Let the game begin.
Okay, extra points to name the artist of the song. Okay?
All right.
All right, number 1.
Gotta get back in time. Tell me, doctor, where are we going this time?
Number 1, Old Time Rock and Roll.
Sing the song.
Just take those old records off the shelf.
Continue, Ron.
New music ain't got the same soul.
Woo!
I like that old time rock and roll.
All right, we're supposed to guess the movie.
That's right.
Is it a risky business?
That is correct.
All right.
Pretty good, pretty good. You're an old soul.
This is riveting so far.
Bob Seger.
Joe Cocker.
And extra points for Chris.
I got it right.
Yes, you did.
I think Joe Cocker covered it.
Number 2. You've lost that love and feeling.
Top Gun.
You've lost that love and feeling.
Very good, Ron. You got that one.
The Doobie Brothers. Nope.
No.
It's the something brothers. Hang on.
The Allman Brothers.
I don't think so.
What?
It's the Righteous Brothers.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
That's Doobie Brothers.
All right, this one's wrong. I think it was made for the movie. But here we go.
Tell me, doctor.
Don't You Forget About Me.
Breakfast
The
Club.
Breakfast Club.
Very good.
Damn. Yeah. Shut up. That's right.
It was like IHS or like CIP or some shit. Some 3-letter initialism.
Wasn't that Simple
Clown Posse.
Minds?
Simple Minds.
Oh,
Ron
okay.
got
Hey,
it.
there you go.
Very good. And number 4, Johnny Be Good.
Back to the Future.
Oh, that's a tie. You both got it.
Ah, who the hell sang that?
Chuck Berry.
Very good.
Fuck yeah.
Number 5, Don't Fear the Reaper.
The Stand.
Very good.
No, that's not a movie. This is a movie podcast. Come on.
I had to put it
For
in there.
real?
How do you hear Don't Fear the Reaper and don't think about the fucking Stand?
Well, nowadays when you hear Don't Fear the Reaper, you think about more cowbell. So, times have changed, but I still get the point.
Yeah, hold on. Blue Oyster Cult.
Very
Yep,
good.
there you go.
Very good.
Now, when you hear the name Blue Oyster Cult, what movie do you think about?
Police Academy.
That's right. Point to Candy.
Good job.
Is that the name of the
Blue
bar?
Oyster, that's right.
The Blue Oyster.
And number 6, A Hot Stuff.
Full Monty.
The Full Monty. Damn.
Oh, man.
Hot chocolate.
Me too. No, not hot chocolate. Donna Summer.
No.
All right. This one's a little weird. You can leave your hat on.
Full Monty.
Yeah, that was
Yep.
from the Full Monty.
What's going on here?
That's true. It was used in the Full Monty, but it was used somewhere else first.
I don't know, but it's Tom Jones. All right.
No,
Oh, the Full Monty version was Tom Jones singing it.
was it?
Nah, I think it's a different guy. Hey, I love Tom Jones too, man.
Me too.
God, I love Tom Jones. I'm going home. Sex bomb, sex bomb. You're my sex bomb. What are you looking at me for?
You guys are supposed to guess the movie.
Which one?
You can leave your hat on.
Yeah, we don't know.
That's the Full Monty to me.
Yeah.
9.5 weeks.
Oh.
And I believe it was Joe Cocker.
Ah,
Yeah.
we missed it.
It was the big montage scene with the food and all that.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
Really?
Really?
I'm supposed to do it for the show someday.
It takes a bad.
really?
It takes a bad turn at the end, but
Candy's like, I want him to abuse me. Hold the Hollywood's ashtray. Mickey Rourke.
Mickey Rourke with his handsome days.
The ashtray of Hollywood.
Hey, you ever seen Angel Heart with Mickey Rourke?
No, I've never seen
And,
that.
Robert De Niro plays the devil,
No.
and it has like an angel kind of fantasy spin on it. But Mickey Rourke is a noir private eye. I don't know. Maybe it's worth doing a show about.
Back in the day, back in the 9.5 Weeks days, Mickey Rourke was,
He was the shit.
yeah, he was impressive. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he still is, but, in a different way.
Okay, next one. Forever Young.
When I hear the song Forever Young, I just think about Rod Stewart inappropriately hugging that little red-haired boy in the video. Like, you're holding on to him a little too hard and too much. What's the relationship?
Yeah, they don't look related. It throws it off.
You obviously care very much about him, but why?
You know that thing about him having to have his stomach pumped?
Because of all the semen?
You know how that happened?
Are we talking about Rod Stewart or
Yes.
the little boy?
Rod Stewart. Rod Stewart fired his publicist, and then the publicist started the rumor. Rod Stewart was like, why didn't he work that hard when he worked for me?
Wow. Right. When I think of Forever Young, I think of Napoleon Dynamite dancing at the school dance.
Oh, yeah.
That
Okay.
was a little obscure.
All
All right, moving on. This is a classic, Free Falling.
Thelma and Louise. Give us a hint.
You complete me, Chris.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah.
Tom Petty.
Very good.
You
And the
can't
Heartbreakers.
You can't choose the Cameron Crowe movies. He's got like 20 theme songs
Yeah,
from
I agree.
other artists in all his movies.
I hope that wasn't the last one.
No, it wasn't. How could we have this game without the immigrant song?
Thor Ragnarok. Led Zeppelin.
Very good.
Ron, do the immigrants.
No. Okay. No.
Okay.
Unchained Melody.
I don't know how that goes.
That's a Righteous Brothers song.
Yes, it is.
Hang on. That Dirty Dancing?
Incorrect.
I know this. Hang on.
Everybody knows.
Ghost.
Oh, wow.
There
Yeah.
you go. I knew it was Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, there you go.
The Beast.
All right, next is
Sex and Clay.
that's a song.
In Love? No, it's the ghost scene.
Oh,
Let's get all clayy. And do it.
Inagata Devita.
Freddy's dead.
Very good.
Ron Butterfly.
Ron cleaned house on that one. Next, we have I Will Always Love You.
The Bodyguard.
Very good.
Whitney
Nice.
Houston.
Who originally sang
Featuring Kevin
Dolly
Costner.
Parton.
it. There you go. Blue Moon.
I know the song.
How's it go?
Blue.
I was thinking of a different Blue Man.
Me too.
Blue Moon.
I saw you standing alone.
That's the same song.
Really?
I didn't know that. Kenny's like, you guys are idiots.
Pulp Fiction.
Nope.
Grease?
Oh, man.
Moonstruck.
No.
Blue Velvet?
No.
All right, what is it? Hint. Give us a hint.
The Moon.
Apollo 13? Moon. With Sam Rockwell.
Full Moon.
American Werewolf in London.
That's it.
Really?
It played during the quintessential werewolf transformation
okay.
scene.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's been a while.
Yeah, I feel like an idiot now. For real. This time.
Beach Boys. Animals.
Don't worry about that.
Trash can man?
And the last one I have is Don't Stop Believing.
Don't stop believing.
Rock of Ages.
No.
That's what I think about now.
Man, I love that movie.
Me too.
I really do.
I was like, Tom Cruise?
He was the shit
Hell
in that
yeah.
movie.
You got it, baby. I forgive you for everything.
Yes. No, this played in a weird movie and a weird scene.
The Dark Backward.
No.
That movie is going on this show someday.
Oh, man. Hint. All right, skip to the end.
Really unattractive lesbians.
Thelma and Louise.
This song played when Charlize Theron and Christina Ricci were dancing in Monster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
And that's the end of our game. Okay, remember, you got 13. Ron got 9. Chris won
Hey,
that
all right.
game. Good
Nice
job,
job,
Chris.
buddy.
Yep.
Damn, good game, Candy. Do it again.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Here's Demon Night on Movies with Ron.
It's showtime.
Demons at night? What?
Get the people out. Come on. Get the people out.
Okay, impromptu. This isn't planned or anything. Here we go.
Are we doing
What?
Tales from the Crypt?
Bom, 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 bom. Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the crypt.
All right.
All right, great episode, guys. That ought to do 'em.
Give the people what they want.
So we start off with a wife who has just killed her husband. Kenny's like, yes. What happened then, Ron? What did she do? How did she get away with it?
I love you.
She's like in lingerie, and she's all bloody. She's on the phone. She's like, oh yeah, baby. Oh, I did it. I killed him. And it was, you know what? It was better than sex. It got me hot. Did I get you hot? Where is he now? He's in the basement, cooling off. And then it shows her dead husband dissolving in a tub of acid in her basement. Ooh. And you're like, oh man, I thought Breaking Bad invented that. Turns out it was the Crypt Keeper. You know, I was just listening to Cat People.
Really?
I think that's my favorite. She's like, you want to come over and have sex? Yeah, I'll be over. You don't hear the guy. But she's getting ready for it. So she gets in the bathtub upstairs. Meanwhile, downstairs, the husband's bloody, gory, melting corpse gets out of the acid tub and starts walking upstairs.
Oh.
And it's cool because his hand like touches the railing, and when he moves on, he leaves a couple of fingers, like they stick. It's so cool. So we see her in the tub, and we got big naked boobs at 3 minutes and 49 seconds into this movie. That's right. Gore and boobs. 3 minutes in.
Yeah.
Yes.
I like it.
It's Tales from the Crypt, man. So then he walks into the bedroom with a hatchet, and he's about to kill her. Mm-hmm. And we just hear, cut! Cut! And it turns out it's a movie about making movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they were filming something, right? And the zombie husband turns around, and his face is John Larroquette. Ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
For more John Larroquette, listen to Cat People. I had a really funny joke about his dentist doing his wife. So we're on a movie set, and the director yelling cut is the crypt keeper.
Oh, nice.
And for the first time, you see him walking around. And not a puppet. Like, they put the crypt keeper's face on a dude walking.
Yeah.
And he's wearing, like, one of those little derby hats, you know? Like, it's really cute. He's like, you call that acting? You're no Gory Cooper. You're not even a Robert Redford. John Larroquette's like, director, where'd they dig this guy up? You like?
Yeah.
Funny. So then, the crypt keeper gives him some guff. And then he starts talking to us. He's like, that's right, kiddies. Well, I've gone Hollywood in a big way. So fasten your drool caps and hold on to your vomit bags. We're going to the movies. Frights, camera, action. And then we cut to like a lonely highway at night, and you hear it's Hey Man, Nice Shot.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh. And when that song hits, like you're like, okay, you know what? I think this might be something special. This is a good movie already. I call this one Demon Night. It's a roundabout here. You're like, who's Chitch Pounder? Anyway, the song just starts getting good. Okay. And there's another car. We got a car on the highway, and it's William Sadler driving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's right. All of a sudden, he's got another car behind him pulling up, and it's Billy Zane, baby. Mm-hmm. 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 He's wearing a cowboy hat. Billy Zane screeches his tires around him and passes him, like go way off into the distance. And that's when William's car starts running out of gas, and he has to stop. But he's being chased by this guy, so he's all like breathless and desperate. Mm-hmm. Like Chris. He pulls out a shotgun, and he's just waiting for Billy Zane to come back. And he's like, come on, you son of a bitch! And then here he comes, vroom, vroom, baby. And William's just like, okay, boom, boom, boom! William can't quite get out of the car in time before the exploding Billy Zane car hits him, and the whole thing is a giant fireball.
Damn.
Ooh.
But he crawls out of the wreckage. He's okay. Looks down at his palm. His hairy palms. Hairy indeed. And on the palm of his hand, he's got these star tattoos, and some of them are glowing. And then they move around, too. Mm-hmm. The mythology of that is not quite explained, so you're like, what? So he's like, oh God, I gotta go. And he runs off, and we just see burning cars, and it's all like, and you're like, yep. They like restarted the song to let it hit twice. And we cut to Wormwood, New Mexico. It's where Candy was born.
Hey.
William shows up, and it is a one-horse town, baby. There's like population 6, 8. Mm-hmm. He goes up to this cafe, and he tries to break into a car. Hey, mister, you trying to steal my dad's car? William Sadler's like, no, man, just testing the lock, but it's fine. Hey, you want a quarter? How about a nice new shiny quarter? Reminded me of that time I caught our other sister making out with her boyfriend. And I was like, Jesus! And then later he tried to bribe me to like not tell anybody. He was like, hey, you like quarters? And I was like, yeah. Next time I come over here, I'll bring you a whole bunch of quarters. I told that story to Candy like right away. And she was like, you should have said, no, I like dollars. And then Chris showed him one of his balls. I'm not joking.
For context.
Just the one.
It wasn't just him, it was everyone. It was a group flash.
Do you like cherries?
No, man. He pulled one of his balls up out of the top of his jammies and like kind of mashed it around. And he goes, "Hey, Mark, you want a cherry?" It was the greatest day ever.
I was 5 years old.
That was weeks ago. Anyway, the kid's like, "Dad, some guy out here trying to steal your car." And then William Sadler runs away. And we're cooking with gas. William goes and catches his breath in an alley and just happened to be hanging out in the same alley as Dick Miller.
Oh, shit.
"Yeah, you hear that thunder? God's doing some serious thinking tonight." He's drinking. He's probably saying, "Should have just given it all to the monkeys." And William Sadler's like, "Maybe it's not too late." "Here, you want a taste? I don't like drinking alone." "Sure." And William Sadler is about to drink and he goes, "To the monkeys." And then this weird, almost gay joke happens. He's like, William's like, "So, you wouldn't happen to know a place where I could bed down for the night?" And it's like 2 homeless men in an alley. Okay? And Dick Miller's just like, "But it just so happens I do." And it cuts to Sheriff John Shook.
All right.
Checking out the accident with his deputy Bob. "Jesus, Sheriff, they must have been doing over 100. "Well, it's too late to give them a ticket, Bob, but if it makes you feel better, you can shoot their ashes." And then Billy Zane gets out of the fireball. He's just like walking around. And he's wearing a cowboy hat and like a duster. Yeah. And he's got a briefcase. They're like, "Who the hell are you?" "Oh, it's my car." "Well, it was my car." Did you see him? Walking into town, the guy I'm chasing." "What the hell? What's going on?" "Listen, Sheriff, the man I'm chasing is dangerous. If he's in your town, you got a problem. And we can stand here arguing about a traffic accident, but something awful's going on down there if he's in your town." And then it just cuts to Dick and William making love. Now, they go into this old decommissioned church. "Yeah, it used to be a church. It was decommissioned in the 50s. It turns out it's a halfway house. It's a boarding house. Okay. Run by Chitch Pounder. I'm emphasizing that wrong. Chitch Pounder. William's like, "Just the place I've been looking for." He looks at his tattoos and like the last little red star goes out. So something's about to happen. They walk in and they meet Chitch Pounder and Cordelia the hooker. Mm-hmm. Chitch Pounder is she owns the boarding house. She's got a big cigar in her mouth, a little cigar in her mouth. It's weird. Mm-hmm. Chitch Pounder doesn't want to like give him a room. "I don't really, rent to short-term people, but I guess I can make an exception," because he just pulls out this giant wad of cash. He's been making that money in the alleyways of North America. Cordelia is sizing him up as well. He signs in as Mr. Smith. Chitch Pounder's like, "Geraldine, come get this man's stuff and show him up to number 5. And then fix him some dinner." She's kind of like an indentured servant of Chitch Pounder's. Yeah. And Chitch Pounder's pretty mean to her. So he gets in his room and he's like, "Yeah, this is great. What am I looking at out this window? Which way is town?" He's still all kind of desperate. And she's like, "Town is that way. Whatever, man. Well, you're not here for the view." And then we just cut to Cordelia and Sad Sack Wally downstairs, played by the man who voiced Roger Rabbit.
Oh, yeah.
He's a postal worker, or he was. Because he's telling her how he just got fired. Like, "I don't know what happened to all that mail, Cordelia. I just don't know. That it just went missing. It just disappeared." So he's telling her how he got humiliated and he like begged for his job back, but still got fired. Mm-hmm. Cordelia's like, "Oh, poor Wally." And you can see that he's like a loser nerd who is in love with her. And he lives in the boarding house there. Mm-hmm. She says to Chitch Pounder, she's like, "Poor Wally, maybe I should give him a freebie."
Oh, God.
And Chitch is like, "Yeah, just what he needs. Somebody else screwing him." Billy Zane and the 2 cops are in their car. "So why are you chasing this guy?" Like, they never ask him for credentials or anything like that. He's a thief. What'd he steal from you to make you guys go 100 miles an hour? Must have been pretty valuable. It is. They got to go check out an attempted car stealing from Homer's Cafe.
Yeah.
Something about quarters and cherries. And it just cuts to William Sadler eating a bowl of, like, mayonnaise or something. It's like mush. And he, like, douses it with ketchup and keeps it. He's just eating a bowl of sauce. It's weird when you see it.
It's not like grits or something?
Oh, you want to try to
Cream of wheat?
lower the humor value by rationalizing? Hang on. Pump the brakes. We were doing okay there. Something's wrong. Isn't it grits? Don't you think it might be grits or cream of wheat?
Creamed corn without the corn. That's what it looked like.
Put some ketchup on that chip.
Cordelia's like, you hurry up and finish up. I'll take care of dessert. And she, like, lays across the table. And then a cat jumps up. Chitch is like, God damn it, get that pussy off the table. And Cordelia, like, jumps down.
I was talking about the cat.
The cat belongs to Geraldine, and the cat's name is Cleo. Was she a great big cat person? Do you guys get that?
Yes.
Was she a great big cat person? She was a big girl, yes. Geraldine, she's getting yelled at. She's cleaning the stove. We learned that she's here on a work release program, so she was in the clink.
Which one's Jada Pinkett Smith?
Geraldine.
Okay.
That's right. Sorry. Geraldine and Jada Pinkett Smith. Babs. William Sadler's like, oh man, what a lucky kid. Work release program.
Yeah.
Working for you, Chitch Pounder. Outside, beep beep. William's like, huh? He's like kind of freaked out.
Are you expecting somebody, Mr. Smith?
And in walks Roach Thomas Hayden Church.
Hey, all right.
Yeah, he's cool looking guy. Yeah. Got long hair. He's a bad boy. He comes in and kisses Cordelia. Because he's like the only regular paying customer she has.
Oh.
Wally don't like it. Hurts his feelings. It hurts his heart.
Oh.
Yeah, I would have come sooner, but, somebody tried to steal Homer's car. Anyway, let's go, babe. And they just start walking upstairs. I've been looking forward to this all week, babe. Oh, yeah, me too. Hey, what panties you got on? And they're getting farther away, but you could still hear what they're saying. Oh, they're cherry flavored. And he goes, yeah, cherry. Okay. You know what? I want pieces of panty in my salad later. And she's like, oh, yeah. You can't make out what she says. But he's like, I want pieces of panty in my salad later. Panty salad. Wally's just like, fuck my life. Irene goes and calls the sheriff to
Let him know that there is a stranger at the halfway house just in case any crimes are being committed.
Yeah.
So the sheriff gets that call, and Billy Zane's like, let's go, sheriff. Come on. Back at the mission, Wally's just sitting down in the common room listening. Everybody's listening to Cordelia and Roach banging upstairs.
Oh, man.
And Geraldine is like, oh, he's really holding on tonight, isn't he? And right then he comes. William says to Geraldine, so, what were you in for? I'm not passing judgment. Stealing? Right then, Billy Zane and the sheriff walk in. And Deputy Bob. Oh, number 2. Sheriff's like, mister, I'd like to have a word with you about your little fender bender on the highway there. Sheriff, be careful. He's armed. Right then, William jumps up and takes Geraldine hostage with his switchblade. Right to her throat. See, I told you, Sheriff. Drop your guns or I'll kill her. And all this is happening, and Dick Miller gets his one word line. He just goes, don't! I said drop your guns! He won't do it, Sheriff. I happen to know this man, and he will absolutely not do it. Drop the knife! Finally, William does. He gives in. Because he's a good guy, you know?
Yeah.
Sheriff cuffs him and starts going through his wallet. Well, Mr. Breaker. Okay. See what's going on with you. Billy Zane holds up his briefcase. He's like, you'll find what I'm looking for, in his pocket there, Sheriff.
Who the hell are you?
I work for a collection agency. Billy Zane's character is credited as the collector. Pockets are empty. And, well, then I guess it's somewhere in the house. So Billy Zane just sits down.
Keep him away from me!
What the hell are we looking for anyway, Mr. Billy Zane? A piece of antiquity, a relic, in the shape of a key.
Bob, search his room!
Bob goes upstairs to do that, and he hears some commotion down the hall. And he gets a little, he goes to investigate it. He's closer, and you can hear Roach in this room talking. He's like, yeah, on the toilet, and all constipated on lewds. Oh, yeah. Come on, give it to me. Yeah, come on. And then Deputy Bob just opens the door. And Cordelia is electrocuting Roach's nipples with a car battery.
Yeah.
And he's like, give it to me. Ah! Because, she like left him on too long or something. I don't know. He's like, my nipples are smoking.
That went right over my head as a kid.
But you understand now. Megan has learned you good. Cordelia rips him off his nipples. Oh, sorry, baby. Deputy Bob brings him down. No key. All I found was this. They had some business happening. Sheriff's like, I trust it was personal business, Cordelia. But check this out, Deputy Bob. I checked on this Frank Breaker, and it turns out he died over 5 years ago. Who the hell are you, mister? Oh, you don't want to answer? Okay, well, maybe you'll answer in a jail cell. Let's go. Excuse me, Sheriff, before you drag him off, I'd appreciate getting back what he stole from me. That way I can get on my way and you can give this lowlife, what he deserves.
Tell us where you put it, Breaker!
You make it easy for me, I'll make it easy for you. William and Billy Zane are just staring at each other. And then Dick Miller's like, I know where it is! Just occurred to me. Hell, I watched him stash it and didn't even know it. William's like, Dick, no! I'm sorry, mister. And then he just bends down and pulls it out from under the table that he was eating the mayonnaise at.
Oh.
I even ran it back to see if I could watch him when he stashed it, and I couldn't see it. So it's this giant old key, and it's also a bottle, okay,
Right.
with all this red liquid in it. You see, it's like covered in crosses and stars of David, and they show it. And it's just like burr, burr. Mm-hmm. Billy Zane opens the case. I'd like you to put it in here. Oh, now look what he's done. He's gone and put something awful inside. Would you mind dumping that out first? And Dick Miller's like, sure.
No, don't! He's not what he says he is! Dick!
Just pop that lid. Yeah, come on now. Sheriff just grabs it. He's like, I'll take that, Dick. Yeah. Bob, take Mr. Breaker out to the car. Sheriff, I'm much obliged for your assistance. Don't bother. You're coming with us. And he pulls out his gun and points it at Billy Zane. He's like, whoa. You see, I just found out both of those cars were stolen. So we're going down to the station and we're going to sort this out. Sheriff, you're making a big mistake. Really, like the man said, if you knew who I was. Sheriff starts ushering him out the door with his gun in his back. We'll find out soon enough. Billy Zane just stops and he goes, why wait? And he just turns and punches the sheriff right through his face and out the back of his head.
Oh,
Yeah.
Whoa! Ah! Everybody starts freaking out. It looks great, too. Yeah. As soon as that happens, William looks at Deputy Bob and he's like, give me the keys. Give me the key. You got to unlock me, man. Billy Zane cannot get his hand out of the sheriff's head. And he's like flipping him around and stuff. He ends up slamming his body down and it rips his head off. So the head is still stuck to his hand. When he does that, Chitch Pounder is like, she like spits stuff out of her mouth. She's like, oh shit! William finally gets his cuffs off and he just dives for the sheriff's body, to look for his key. Billy Zane punches him with the sheriff's head. And he's like, heads up. And he finally flings the the head away, and Deputy Bob catches it. So William gets the relic back, the key, and he tries to back away from Billy Zane on the ground, but it's covered in blood, so he's like kind of going nowhere. Billy Zane just reaches down and grabs his throat, and then William slams the key right into Billy's face, and it burns him. And he's like, ah! He recoils. He snarls, and then he dives out the window. That's, what's going on there, right?
Right. Yeah.
William runs to the window to see what he's doing out there, and outside, you see Billy Zane. He's all pissed off. Okay, and he's kicking the dirt and stuff. He's like, humans! You're not worth the flesh you're burning on! Everybody else comes to the window to watch him, too. He rips off his hat and, throws it on the ground. He's like, man, fuck this cowboy shit! And he starts dancing. He's like, you fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk, well then there, motherfuckers! You fucking ho-dunk, po-dunk! All you had to do was give me the goddamn key. Then we could all get on with our lives. And they're all just standing there staring at him. And he's like, all right, this property is hereby condemned. And then he holds up his palm. Harry. And then he holds up his other hand with his sharp-ass pinky nail and then cuts into his palm. And all of his blood is glowing green, like predator blood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he starts throwing it in the dirt, all around him, like a priest blessing stuff with holy water. Mm-hmm. And everybody's watching it bubble and burn the ground. And then things start coming up out of it. Like little beings are growing out of his blood. And everybody's like, what the hell is that? Jesus! And William is just like, shit. So these things are still growing out of the blood, and Billy gets down, real close to him, and we see that it's a couple of baby demons. And they're hatching and cooing. And he even kisses one on the head and then winks at everybody. Billy Zane's having a lot of fun with making this movie.
Yeah.
And then they grow into full-fledged adult demons. And they look a little bit like Pumpkinhead. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of like Pumpkinhead and Xenomorphs.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Some of them have long hair. Some of them have ponytails. Okay. But they all have red, pink skin with green glowing eyes. Mm-hmm. Sharp twofers. And they're all just standing there with Billy Zane screeching and snarling at all the people. And then inside the boarding house, all of the lights go out. Oh no! Just what we need. They turn back to see the demons and they're gone. William's like, everybody back! Where do you suppose they went? Wally leans out the window to look around for him. What's that smell? And then from above, one of the demons attacks him. Ooh. And then another demon busts in the window. Grabs Bob. Okay. And William he's got the sheriff's gun and he shoots it. Nothing happens. He shoots it again in its face. And then all of this green lightning blast just shoots out of its eyes. William has to jump out of the way. Okay. Another one grabs Chitch Pounder. William shoots it in the face and another green blast happens. He's getting pretty good at avoiding this. And then the front door just busts open and more of them, they're not even running or jumping anymore. They just calmly walk in.
Yeah.
And that's actually way scarier. Mm-hmm. William starts shooting at him and they back out. And then he kneels down, opens up the key. There's a little lid and he pours some of the liquid into the doorway. And then it's glowing red and it forms this invisible barrier in the front door.
Yeah.
Geraldine's like, come on, the back door. Let's go. Yeah. We see that the demons can't get past this barrier he's made on the front door. Geraldine gets attacked at the back door. So it's not so funny anymore, right? But Dick holds it at bay. William shows up and he's swinging his switchblade around like a badass. He stabs it in the eyes, but there's no blast this time. And I feel like that was a mistake on the part of the filmmakers. He drips another barrier in the back door. And another demon is already like running full speed at the entrance and jumps through it. And it makes it through the barrier, but it explodes.
Wow.
Yeah. And all this green fire and blood everywhere. Dick Miller's like, that is disgusting. Geraldine looks at William. You know, what's this stuff he's dripping out of the key? She's like, what the hell is that shit? Mm-hmm. We got to Wally, Roach, and Cordelia. Roach actually talks Cordelia into running out the front door to his truck. Wally's like, no, Cordelia, don't go. Stay away from the door. I don't want the drink.
Drink the drink.
But they do. They go outside. And Cordelia immediately gets attacked. She punches this demon right in the face, and it just stares at her, and she's like, sorry, oh my God. Roach just cuts and runs back inside of the house.
Oh.
Wally picks up a gun, and he goes to rescue Cordelia. He's like, hey, fuckface! And the demon, like, turns on him, and he shoots it. He actually shoots it 3 times in the head. Mm-hmm. Like, he's pretty good. And the demon just laughs. And then William, he sees what's going on and he yells out, the eyes! Get the eyes! And then Wally does. And boom! That's when the lightning blasts out of the eyes. Yeah. And it hits Wally. And he goes flying! And, you know, he hits the wall and falls down. Cordelia's like, oh, Wally! They drag him inside. Just as they make it inside, Billy Zane is right there at the door. He's like, need a hand? He's so great. He tries to walk in the door and he can't get through the barrier. And he's like, oh, Jesus, give me the key, William, for crying out loud. And William just walks up and slams the door shut. Cordelia and Wally, she's like, oh, Wally, please don't die. Finally, he wakes up. And William is walking around the house, pouring liquid and creating barriers on all of the windows for the whole place. Chitch Pounder's like, what the hell are those, demons? Worse. Roach is like, oh, great. Yeah, and it's all your fault. We'll be all right if we stay inside and stay together. We just got to make it through the night. And that stuff's gonna keep 'em out? Mm-hmm. There are only 2 things we can use against them. The blood in this key, it's blood? And anything that destroys their eyes, frees their tortured souls. This is crazy. Deal with it. Roach is like, no, you deal with it. I say we give him up. They want him. And I say they'll kill you anyway. Possess you, or use you to get to the rest of us. Like it or not, we stick together. Geraldine's like, my cat. I gotta go out and get my cat. And William's like, you go out, you stay out. And Roach, Roach does not like William. He's like, oh, is that so? What are you going to do? Shoot us? William looks at him and says, right in the eyes. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
He goes upstairs. He's sealing windows room by room. And one of the rooms, remember it's an old church. It's got a stained glass window with a cross. And there's some light shining through it. And he sees it and it gives him a vision. And he sees Christ on the cross, and there's this guy, this weird guy walking around on the ground, and the weird guy hears, rah. He turns, and there's another person standing there in a cloak, but it's one of the demons, like just staring at him, not attacking, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you're like, whoa, like all this happened like at Christ's feet. And we see the guy is holding the key. And the demon just reaches out for it. And it looks like the guy's about to hand it to him when the key gets struck by lightning. And the weird guy is like, ah! And William wakes up. Geraldine shows up to help him. And he's like, I'm sorry about your cat outside with the demons, okay? And and the knife. I really am sorry. I was not going to hurt you. No, you know what? I knew you weren't. Okay? I just had a feeling about you. Who are you really? And he's like, just an old man running out of time. Downstairs, Wally and Cordelia are holding each other. So the nice guy finally got himself a squeeze.
All right.
Good.
Roach comes in and sees it, and he's like, well, 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 ain't this sweet? The soiled dove and her square-jawed postal worker.
You're a bastard. You left me out there.
Well, who told you to follow me?
You're right. You know what? You're right. Nobody.
She grabs Wally, and she's like,
At least now I know who my friends are.
whores ain't got no friends. Yeah, and you're like,
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, he's right. Wally and Geraldine have sealed up all the windows. All right, are there any other ways out of the house?
Chitch Pounder's like, no. You know, I mean, you got the doors and the windows, right? That's it.
And Chitch has a shotgun now. And Geraldine's like,
Where the hell'd you get that? It was my husband's.
right then the cat's like, meow, and jumps up onto the table.
Cleo, where'd she come from? What? Where'd the cat come from?
I don't know, she just appeared.
Animals aren't immune. They can be possessed. Give me the cat. The cat's like, it runs off. Shit, they gotta chase it. They chase it down to the basement. Everybody goes, but Roach stops Wally. And he's like, hey, man. I gotta talk to you for a second, man.
I got nothing to say to you, Roach. You know, you abandoned Cordelia. You left her to die. I hope you're ashamed of yourself.
Not particularly, no. I'm for getting out of here, man. And we gotta get that key and give it to those demons, man. Cordelia shows up. She's like, haven't you caused enough trouble, Roach? What are you doing? Hey, excuse me. I'm just trying to have a conversation with my friend Wally here. Like, he still owns both of them.
He's not your friend. Assholes don't have friends.
And it's like, I got a lot of friends. To Wally, Roach is like, excuse us. And he pulls Cordelia aside. Can I talk to you for a second? He pulls her into this other room. Yes, you got yourself a new boyfriend. That's great. Let me tell you something. You get in my way, and I'll kill you.
Keep it in your pants for a change, Roach.
I'm warning you, bitch.
I'm not afraid of you.
No? And then he slaps her in the face. And he's like, you better be. Yeah. And then he leaves. So everybody's like, Roach needs to die. They're down in the basement searching for the cat. It jumps out. William takes the key and like touches it to the cat, and it's fine.
Hey, look where she came from.
There's a breeze coming out of the wall. We cut to the first of many awesome scenes that Billy Zane does in this movie. We got Cordelia. She's alone in her room crying. You know, she's a hand on her face. It hurts. And then all of a sudden you just see this hand come in and touch her shoulder, and it scares her. She turns around and nobody's there.
So she like gets freaked out, stands up, starts walking around the room looking for somebody.
And then she just hears, poor Cordelia. Seems downright criminal to treat such a pretty girl that way. Did I say pretty? And she's looking around. There's nobody there. I meant beautiful. 'Cause you are. You are beautiful, Cordelia. Inside and out. Maybe nobody here can see it, but I can. I understand you. I know what you want. I know what you need. Guys like Roach, they think just because they're paying for it, they can treat you like shit. She goes to the window, looks outside. Down on the ground, she's upstairs. Down on the ground is Billy Zane, and he's just standing there staring at her. Mm-hmm. And his mouth is not moving. They could spend the same money on dinner and a movie and call you girlfriend instead of whore. What a horrible word to use on such a sad girl who's just looking for love. And then she's like, huh? She starts smiling at him. Tender, warm, unconditional love. I can give you that. And he like reaches his hand up and touches nothing. And then she feels it on her face. Mm-hmm. And like one of her tears like wipes away. Just let me in. Wally's knocking on her door. Cordelia! He walks in. Are you okay? Oh, Wally, my whole life I've avoided guys who really love me. Like you. You love me, don't you? I always have. And then they kiss. Down in the basement, they uncover a mine shaft tunnel. Okay, remember they're in New Mexico, out in the desert?
Shit.
Oh, yeah.
Geraldine's like, a way out. No. It's too risky. You are safer in this house. And then upstairs, ah! We hear Wally scream.
No.
They run up, they go into Cordelia's room, and she is possessed and killing Wally.
Oh, God.
And her eyes are all green, and her teeth are sharp. She still looks like Cordelia, though, but, ugly. William tries to shoot her and accidentally hits Wally. Boom! And he's dead. She tackles William and starts warping. Her face is all changing. She's turning into one of the demons. He pulls out the key, and then she hits his hand, and it flings down the hallway, where it opens and starts bloop, 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 bloop,
Oh, no.
leaking out. But it's the upstairs hallway, so it's like the balcony, and it still creates a barrier of the whole balcony. So now it's like no demons could come upstairs or something.
Yeah.
But it was expensive in the liquid.
Right.
Yeah.
Chitch Pounder picks up the key and starts coming for Cordelia. Like, Chitch Pounder's got some courage. Cordelia grabs her arm and breaks it right off.
Oh, God.
Shit.
Cordelia has the arm still and starts shuffling towards the window. And that is when William picks up Chitch's shotgun and blasts her through the head. Her eyes actually survive and flop on the ground, and then they start crawling away like inchworms. And William just gets up and shoots them point blank. All this green lightning. Cuts to them calming Chitch Pounder down because she's got one arm now.
Yeah, fuck.
They're giving her booze. Okay. Geraldine's like, she will die if we stay here. Come on, let's take our chances in the mine.
Yeah, that's right. It's only a mile or two.
Roach is like, fuck yeah. No, you guys, what if they've found the mine?
You know what, man? We've had it with you. We don't need your permission. I got an idea. Why don't we give those goddamn demons what they want?
And then William's like, Mr. Roach, you're going to have to take it. The key.
Yeah.
And Roach, like, yep, okay. He starts coming for him. And then William just, like, puts his gun in his face. And then I'm going to have to kill you, right?
Right?
If you say so.
I say so.
Now listen, you go down there, I can't help you. Oh, yeah. You've been doing a really good job helping everybody so far. Except last I looked, we're missing Wally, Cordelia, and half of her arm. So fuck you, I'm going. Geraldine, who is like still, kind of a friend to William Sadler. She gets just this sad look. She's just like, let's go. So they all go. And down in the basement, Roach is like pounding on the wall with a sledgehammer trying to break it open. And William gets another vision of Christ's hand being nailed to the cross. And that weird guy from before, he's running around, and then the demon reaches out, and the guy's like, no! And then all of a sudden, this demon's hand, something drips on it, and burns the hand, and it's like, rah! It recoils, and then the guy looks up, and it's Christ, and he's bleeding.
Yeah.
So he opens the key and catches the blood.
Damn.
Yeah. Roach finally makes it through the wall, and he makes Dick Miller go in first.
Come on, old man.
So they all go, and William has like no choice. He's just going to go with them. So they all walk into this mine shaft, and William turns around and seals the entrance behind him. Dick leads them through the mine, and he even says like, I used to own this mine. Like real quick, and no one asks about that at all. Geraldine is last in line, and she ends up hearing, Mommy? Like off in the mine, and it's like, ugh.
Oh, no.
She goes, she's investigating, and she ends up finding the kid from the beginning of the movie. Who's like, are you stealing my daddy's car? She's like, Danny, how the hell did you get here? Come on, Danny, we gotta go. And then, rah, she gets attacked by his demon parents.
Oh.
Yeah.
She yells to the others, they're here, run!
Into the boat!
They're all running. They can hear like a horde of more demons behind them. They found the mine. Go! Both parents attack William, and he kills the mom, and he goes to shoot the dad in the eyes, and he's out of bullets.
No.
So when they were all running from the horde, they just turned around and ran back to the basement. And at the last second before William gets killed by the dad, Deputy Bob pulls him through the barrier.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Deputy Bob. More demons gather behind him. They're all just standing there at the barrier. And Roach points the shotgun at Danny's father. And he's like,
Homer, this is for 4 years of minimum wage, you asshole.
and William's like, no! And he shoots him in the eyes. Mm-hmm. It blasts the green lightning stuff, and that breaks the barrier.
Oh no.
Yeah. And then the demons just creep in real quiet. Like they don't even swarm in. You broke the seal! Run! They all run upstairs. They're chased by all these demons up the stairs, and finally the demons can't follow them because of where the key accidentally leaked out the blood.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're safe as long as they don't go downstairs. But the cool thing is the demons are all downstairs and on the stairs themselves, okay? And they're all just like in the same room together. And they can like look at each other.
How many demons now? Is the whole place like full of them?
I think the most you see at one time is maybe 5 or 6, but you're led to believe there's like 20 or 30.
No, okay.
Like that the house is besieged.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus! William,
I guess you got an I told you so coming to you.
William's like, next time. At least we're all in one piece. Oh, sorry about that chitch pounder.
She's like, that's okay. The vodka's kicking in.
Danny, what were you doing in the mines? Well, the man, he came back and he got my parents. And so I ran. And he just gets up and puts the key on Danny's head. Like, just to make sure.
Sorry, you gotta check.
Hey, Bob, how are we doing on ammo? Bob's like, I got 4 bullets left.
This is hopeless, man.
And then boom, William gets a vision of himself in World War I killing a demon soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And seeing the green lightning blast for the first time. He turns to his dying commanding officer and he's like, what are you doing? Come on, we gotta go. And his commanding officer is mortally wounded, and he pulls out the key and fills it with his own blood. And he's like, the real battle is ahead. Here, take it. And as soon as William touches the key, he gets the visions of like Christ.
Yeah.
And then the star tattoos form on his palm.
You're the one, Breaker. You're the one now.
William wakes up and Roach is like,
All right, man. What are you gonna do to get us out of this?
we just got to make it through the night.
Yeah, hey, William. We're entitled to know what's going on here.
When I came here, I thought you'd be safe. There were only 5 of you. They need 7. And then he came with Bob and the sheriff, like tumblers in a lock. I mean, everything has to line up. 7 stars, 7 people. And then Dick is like, yeah. He's like, I'm not making these rules up. And I didn't ask for this. And he shows him his hairy palm with the tattoos. You want to know what's going on? Okay, fine. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. And the earth was a formless void, covered in darkness. It's full of creatures, demons, and they had 7 keys, formed into a circle, to focus the power of the cosmos into their hands. And then God stepped forth and said, let there be light, and there was light. And he scattered the demons and the keys all across the universe. Fast forward 2 or 3 million millennia. Now the demons are back, and they got 6 of the keys, and one day they find the 7th here on Earth. Now to save it, God filled it with the blood of a carpenter who was being crucified by the Romans, and he gave it to a thief named Cyric. Geraldine's like, the blood inside? Is that? Yeah, some of it. It gets used, you know. Cyric had to refill it. He had a bad neck wound. A talon caught the artery right here. Most of what's in here now belonged to a soldier named Dickerson. He gave it to me in France, 1917. Funny how you remember the big dates, huh?
Jesus. What happens when you run out of blood?
They bring back the darkness.
Just like that?
Just like that. So, now you know. You feel better? And they all look like, nope. God, I wish I had that vodka now. Roach goes up to William and he's like, I guess I owe you an apology. You really got some balls, man. You're a fucking hero. And he holds his hand out to shake it. And right then, Geraldine's like, where's Danny? He's gone! Find him! Find him! And while they're all rushing off to find Danny, Roach pulls the key out of William's pocket.
Oh, jeez.
So they're all searching the rooms. Geraldine goes into one of the rooms. She gets down on the floor, looks under the bed, and when she gets up, she's in a different room. It's like this huge room with all these billowing, blowing curtains. And there's this huge black and white photo portrait of her face, like on the back wall. And this bass starts like, doonka, 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 doonka. And you just hear Billy Zane start talking to her. Do me a favor. Don't scream. Just hear what I gotta say, and then scream. Doonka, 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 doonka. You're so young. You've got so much to live for. And where the hell are you? Stuck in this house, stuck in this town. There's a great big world out there. Geraldine, you should travel. You can see it all. I can help you. And there's like she sees more pictures of her like in Paris, having fun.
Yeah.
You want Paris, Rome, Athens? You got it. Of course, if you don't help me, well, that's a whole other picture. And she looks at the portrait of herself on the wall, and you see hands like behind it, like trying to push out, like all the demon hands.
Yeah.
Come on, let's be real. Breaker isn't going to get you out of here, okay? He can't even get himself out. You want to know a little secret? The man's dead meat. And if you stick with him, you're going to end up the same way. And the portrait starts crying blood. See, check this out. And the portrait drops, and all you see is William's dead body being eaten by all these demons.
Oh.
And she's like, oh, I know. I hate to even think about it. It's a simple deal, Geraldine. You let me in, I let you out. And she's just staring at all the carnage, and then Billy Zane is behind her. And he's all like bald and sexy, like creepy and charismatic.
That's right.
Will come from behind.
Horrible, isn't it? You know, it doesn't have to be unpleasant. Hell, I'd rather it wasn't. All right, I know what you're thinking. You give up your soul, you turn into a demon, you look like shit. Where's the payoff, right? I'll make you a little promise. You just give me what I want and nothing will happen to you. Dunk, 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 dunk. And he grabs her and holds her. Has anyone ever told you how pretty you are? And she just looks at him like defiant. Like he has like control over her right now. Mm-hmm. I know that sounds like a line. Lord knows I've used it. But I mean it. I can see to it that you stay pretty forever. Think about that. All you have to do is say yes. And he bends down and kisses her hand. Do we have a deal? And she just spits in his face.
Yes!
All right.
Something tells me you don't trust me. That's all right. We'll work on that. And he like controls her like to walk towards him. You will give me what I want. And that's just the way it is. The sooner you figure that out, the better. And it just cuts to her walking out to find Roach and William. Any sign of him? Everybody said, no, no, no. And Geraldine just like looks, she's looking real solemn. Mm-hmm. Like not talking to anybody. Chitch and Deputy Bob find Dick in the attic drinking, like guzzling a bottle of booze that he found. And they're like, Dick, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, hey, I found the kid. And there's the kid, Danny, just sitting there reading a Tales from the Crypt comic book.
Oh.
I forgot about this attic. Look, there's like windows and everything. You two go downstairs, get William, and tell him come up here and seal this place off.
So they go, and she stays, like, to rest. And it cuts to Roach standing on the balcony, like, just watching the demons downstairs. And they're like, it's like they're, I don't know, like vermin or rodents.
Right.
That are just in their own natural habitat. He's just watching them behave with each other. They're like scurrying and screeching at each other.
Yeah.
Then he hawks a loogie and spits on one. And then this blast of air like hits his face. And it's like, wow. And William sees it. He's like, hey, they hate that. Now, Dick and Danny walk into another room to search for William. And Dick just goes, holy shit. And he is in this luau party surrounded by topless women. And they're all like, Uncle Dick, yeah, come on. And he's like, oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. How about a drink, Uncle Dick? A long, hard one. Oh, I bet you could use one of those. I know I could. And he's like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. He like throws his hands in the air like he's in heaven. And then it just shows Danny looking at Dick in this empty room in the boarding house, like with his hands in the air, just going, Jesus, yes. So all these topless women usher Dick to the bar. And then Billy Zane turns around. He's the bartender. And he is dressed like Hunter S. Thompson. He's got the sunglasses and the hat. And talking like this with a cigar in his mouth. Yeah, suck this one down, Uncle Dick. A long, hard one. Nothing gets you fucked up faster. Am I right, girls? And Dick just sits at the bar and takes the drink. Here's looking at you, Uncle Dick. And then Dick downs it. There you go. But then he stops and he just looks dead-eyed into Billy Zane's face, who then spits his cigar out and like gets all serious, and it cuts away. Chitch Pounder and Deputy Bob walk into Wally's room, and they're opening up like his chest of drawers and stuff, and they find all of the missing mail that he got fired for stealing. Like, that son of a bitch was reading our mail. And then they find a whole chest full of Uzis and guns with a letter. Oh, my God, he was planning to take out the post office for Cordelia. And Deputy Bob's like, yeah, well, if he was, he didn't have any bullets to do it. Because he's a cop. He's looking for ammo. Yeah. And all these guns, no bullets.
Oh.
Hoo-wee! He pulls out this big belt of grenades.
Oh.
But they're all rigged so that if you pull one handle, it pulls all the pins. Yeah. So it's like it's like a suicide bomb.
Right.
William and Geraldine are looking for Dick and Danny. And then they get attacked by Dick, who is possessed now. Sadly. Dick Miller. But he's the only possessed one that like talks. He's like, oh, yeah, we got a lot of trouble now. So William and Dick are fighting, and Geraldine's like trying to help pull him off when we cut to Chitch Pounder up in the attic, and Billy Zane's head pops up. And he's holding this big platter with her arm on it. He's like, hi, I'm your waiter Skip. Our special today is a lovely poached appendage. Market price, of course. I recommend the finger food. You want your arm back, Chitch? I can make it happen. And then she's just standing there staring at him. And her arm stump just moves upward. And he goes, is that a yes? No. That's me giving you the finger. I'll get back to you. And he just leaves. Geraldine's got the switchblade. She's, trying to stab Dick in the eyes. Who gets William in a chokehold? And then William's like, all right, fine. I gotta kill you with the key. He searches his pockets. It's not there. And it cuts to Roach holding it out in the common area. Yeah. And then he passes the barrier and goes downstairs. And Billy Zane just comes running up and meets him halfway. Mr. Roach, what have you got there? I want out of here. I'm looking to cut a deal. Well, let's talk about it. Upstairs, they're in that fight with Dick, and William ends up finding a machete, like hanging on the wall, and cuts his head off, which stays alive, and is like laying on the floor and controlling the body from there, like still fighting William. And then the kid Danny throws the rug over the head so he can't see, and the body's just kind of wandering around. William's like, get the eyes! The eyes! And you can hear under the rug Dick's head saying, I heard that. And Danny picks the head up, walks over to some antlers, and stabs the eyes down onto it.
Oh, nice.
Like the kid helped out.
Yeah.
Roach with Billy Zane, he's like, yeah, how do I know you're not going to kill me? You have my word. I mean, Frankly, we've been counting on you. Haven't we? And he looks at 2 demons standing next to him, and they're all just like, ah. The world needs more people like you, Mr. Roach.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Of course, you don't mind if we still kill the others, do you?
Hey, if it makes you feel good, do it.
And then Billy Zane's like, if it makes you feel good, do it. Exactly. First things first, of course, the blood seal.
Oh, okay.
And he looks down. He doesn't know how to remove it. And then Billy Zane opens his mouth and a sponge comes out. Like it's a cartoon dog tongue. So he goes to wipe the blood away, and you see Billy Zane look at the 2 horrible, disgusting demons and just nod at them like, all right, we're in now. So he wipes it away.
And listen, on a personal note, be sure to kill William. He's a bossy asshole.
And Billy Zane's just like, isn't he though? And he opens up the briefcase, and Roach puts it in for him. Thank you.
That's it?
Oh, that's it.
You ain't such a bad fella.
You aren't so bad yourself. And then they shake hands. And he lets Roach go. He passes him on the stairs. Oh, pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Roach. And Roach stops, like right in the middle of a little crowd of demons.
Well, this hell on earth business? Big fucking deal. I got hemorrhoids.
And he starts leaving. He's like,
Via con Dios.
And via con diablos to you too, sir. Oh, Roach, there's just one more thing I forgot to mention. I lied. And all these demons just rip him apart.
Oh, nice.
He was torn apart!
I'm going out to hunt up a little private justice.
William walks out and sees what just happened.
Yeah.
Billy Zane just starts running up the stairs, like singing, like, ha ha ha, da 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 da. Come on, guys, with all the demons. Come on out, everybody. It's time to play. Hello. And then, shoom, he gets an arrow through his eye. And, his blood is all glowing green too. And it's sticking out the back of his head. And he just goes, or not. And then falls. And he falls like over the banister and downstairs. And then we see William with a bow. And Deputy Bob is out there. He's covering him with a gun. He's like shooting at the demons. Come on, William. Move your ass. Get the case. And then William does. And it's like, cool. All right. Elsewhere, we see Chitch Pounder put on the suicide bomb.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh.
Everybody goes up into the attic. Geraldine still has Cleo, the cat. But Deputy Bob is still downstairs blasting demon eyes. Remember he said he had 4 bullets left? He shoots like 6 of them. You go ahead. I'll cover the rear. Chitch Pounder is like, all right, William, you get in there. He's like, no, come on. Now, this is my house, my rules. Now, go. And then she goes downstairs with Deputy Bob. And they just face this horde of demons that's coming at them.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And they are all coming now. And she grabs the handle of the suicide bomb, and then they hold each other.
Yeah. This movie's Aliens.
Yeah. And then the demons are about to him, and she's like, supper time. And then pulls it. Yeah. Boom!
That's why I love it, though.
That's why it's so good.
Yeah. It doesn't deserve to be this good. Because part of it is tongue-in-cheek, but, yeah, it's great.
Right.
It is. In the attic, we got Geraldine, William, and Danny, who is reading a comic book again. But we see the comic, and he's like turning pages, and there's like a rotten face, and then the eyes of the face open, like for real. And Danny is just like staring into the comic. William holds up the key, and he's like, it's only enough for one entrance. You want the window or the attic door? Is that all? That's all. The window. And he walks over to her, and he goes to pour some by the window, and then he turns and pours it on her hand. And she's like, what are you doing? And it's all glowing on her hand,
Mm-hmm.
She rubs her finger in it and then touches it to the windowsill, and it makes the seal. And then William smiles.
Oh.
And he holds out the key. Take it. What? Out of 7, you're the only one left. You're the chosen one. That's what I came here to do, is give you this key.
No, William.
And he holds it out for her. She's about to take it when Danny grabs his arm. And he's like, can I have it? And then he attacks because he's possessed. So they're all fighting. And while that's happening, the comic book pages are turning. And in the comic, you can see what's happening in the movie right now. This happened a little bit when the others were, morphing and warping out. But like his face like gets all super long. We got some The Thing happening. Some cool prosthetics. And he jams his hand right into William's chest, like trying to grab his heart out. But he stabs him, like real bad. He's bleeding all over the place. Danny, no! Danny's now got this really super long tongue, and he's like, sticking it in the wound.
Ooh.
William drops the key. Geraldine goes for it. Danny ends up swatting it away again. And then Geraldine actually pushes Danny out the sealed window, and as he passes through it, he explodes.
Sweet.
All
Yeah.
right.
She killed a kid in this awesome movie. No one has the balls to do that anymore.
No.
Now William is slumped on the wall and he's dying. She's like, "Oh, William, I'm so sorry." "Don't be. You killed him, right? That's all that's important. You're ready." "For what?" And then he fills the key up with his own blood. No, William, I'm not the right kind of person for this." "He tried to seduce you, didn't he?" "He tried." "You're exactly the right kind of person. Give me your hand." I can't. He's still down there. Come on. And he puts the key in her palm. She gets all the Christ visions and the stars burn tattoos into her hand. "When the stars line up, you'll know what to do. I can't tell you how long. Maybe a lifetime. Maybe several. And on that day, you'll fight. And when that night is over, you'll do what I just did. You watch your back, Geraldine. You watch your back." And he dies.
Oh.
She's crying, "Don't you leave me, don't!" And then all throughout the house, all the barriers that he ever set up vanish.
Oh. That's scary as hell.
Yeah. And immediately the attic door opens up and Billy Zane rises up in like glowing green light, and he's got sunglasses on, and he sees William dead. He walks up to him and he's like, "You see that, Geraldine? I was right about William. He's dead. But you're still here, aren't you? I'm not gonna hurt you unless you make me. You just stay where you are." Personally, I was hoping we could just avoid this. Just pour that blood out. Save yourself the years of running. I mean, what's the point? It all ends up the same way. She stands up and we see her covered in blood.
All right, fellas, I'm ready to fight.
Yeah, baby. Oh, look at you. You must be in exquisite pain. All covered in blood. He puts his hand out. She reaches. That's right. She grabs his hand and it burns. And he's like, "Ow, ow, ow, ow. It's not my blood." And he just goes, "Bitch." And then dives through the attic door. She follows him. She's searching around the house and cannot find him. Finally, she walks into the bathroom and she sees the sheriff's, remember him? His body in the tub.
Yeah.
And then she looks up and sees all the shower curtain rings, like, moving, and no shower curtain. And then it appears behind her because Billy Zane just wraps her in it and grabs her. No. She's like, "No!" He's like, "It's curtains for you, baby. Come on." And he slams her down into the tub and then turns on the water and like bathes her.
Oh, man.
Like rape bathes her. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with the relationship between cleanliness and godliness. Well, let me tell you, that's the first thing I'm going to change. She pulls out the key and he's like, "Oh, no, you don't." He grabs her hand. Okay, so he's not touching the key, and he gets the key open and dumps the blood out. Oh. It's like, "Yeah, there you go." And then she just stabs him in the eye with it. And he's like, "Aah!" Like a big old demon scream. And then she pours the very last little bit of the blood into her mouth.
Oh.
And he's screaming, "Rah!" And he takes off his shades and he starts laughing. Damn, I liked those too. Because she broke them. I guess William didn't have time to tell you everything. That eyeball shit, that only works on low-level demons. She's like, I know. Who makes up all these rules, right? Crazy. Upsy daisy. And he drags her through the house, wrapped in the shower curtain, like down the stairs. Dung, 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 dung. This is a special day for me, Geraldine. I've waited a long time for this promotion, and I have to tell you, I'm glad it's you who could share it with me. Don't worry about losing the key. By the time your race finds out what happened, they'll all look like last week's leftovers anyway, so cheer up. He takes the key from her. Thanks. I warned you, and you didn't believe me. And he gets down to her face. He's like, I forgive you, though. And then he pulls her to her feet, and they're in a nightclub. And there's like music playing. And he starts dancing with her. Now I know what you're thinking. He has the key. What else could he possibly want now? I want you. You know, no one's ever brought a demon knight over to the other side before. Well, not in one piece anyway. And he's like spinning her, and she's powerless. She has to dance with him. Honey, you'd be the first. There'd be a period of adjustment, of course. I'm very easy to live with. I'm clean. I don't drink much. And I know my folks are gonna love ya. I notice you're not saying anything, huh? Is that because you're trying to think of something to say? What the hell is there to think about? You really started to piss me off. And he throws her onto the ground, and then he does this thing where he like kind of leans back a little bit, and then all of this fire starts shooting out of his crotch. And there's like this big fire snake like waving around from his crotch. And he's like, woo! Down, boy! Down, boy! And he looks at her, he's like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to get angry, Geraldine. I'm going to say something to you I have never said to anyone. Geraldine, I love you. And he keeps trying, like, I love you. Geraldine, do you think you could ever find it in your heart to possibly love me? And she just stares at him. I didn't think so. All right, fuck it. And he snaps his fingers. And she flies to him. You will die, but at least we'll be together forever. If I can't have your soul, he pulls out a knife. I'm going to take your heart. And then she spits the blood in his face.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Rah!" And yeah, his face starts like ripping apart and melting. Oh. And then, whoom, he's totally in flames. And then whoosh, he turns into this big, huge winged demon. So it's like Hellraiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, boom, the entire house explodes. And in the wreckage, you see a glowing Geraldine. Because she's immortal now.
Yeah.
In case that wasn't clear with William, he was in World War I. She's also in her underwear. Her clothes were not immortal. And the sun rises. And it cuts to her now wearing clothes, and she walks. Remember, the key was empty. And I was like, damn, dude, that would suck.
Right.
You know, like losing all the blood on your first day as a demon knight. Whoa, what do you do? Now that's a real story. You go back up to the dead last one and you just refill it. That's what she does.
Smart.
And I was like, does it work that way? You know, you gotta fill it with your dying blood. Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Or the person who's dying has to fill it.
Yeah. Anyway, she goes out.
Pick him up and carry him around with you
Yeah.
for the next couple months.
You know, like maybe you could work out some sort of a hose and pump system to where like you, like a cannon that shoots the blood, like a super soaker, as long as it passes through the key. That's okay, right? Anyway, she's outside. She has the key in her jacket, and she has Cleo in a cat box, and she gets on the bus. She's the last one on. She's like, hold on. She turns around and then puts a little drop of blood at the door of the bus. Mm-hmm. Makes a barrier. She goes and sits down. Bus drives on. And she's like looking out the window, looking down at her star tattoos. Then the bus stops to pick up a passenger with a briefcase. The door opens, and you just see this brimmed hat, and the guy looks up, and it's a black fella with a mustache, and he just goes, "Nah, that's okay. I'll wait for the next one." Because he couldn't pass through the doorway.
That's right.
He's another collector. So the bus drives away. Geraldine and the new collector make eye contact as they pass. And then he just starts walking.
It's so discouraging.
Yeah.
It took so long to kill that first one.
Uh-huh.
And it immediately just starts again.
The very next day. And the new collector is walking down the road whistling. And then the camera pans down to an old graveyard out there in the desert somewhere, and there's fresh flowers on it. And then a rotten hand comes up out of the grave and grabs one of the flowers and pulls it into the ground. And then we stay with the flower, ladies and gentlemen. And we follow it through the ground where we see rats and stuff. And then finally, the crypt keeper pulls it down into his cave.
Yeah.
And he's in a tuxedo. And he's got a couple of big boobed starlets with him. And he's like,
Ah, I love scarnations. You'll be happy to know, kiddies, that Geraldine lived happily ever after. In fact, I even got a ghost card from her. She's traveling the world and having a fabulous time. As for me, I'm afraid I've got to hurry. Tonight's our big screamier.
and then it cuts to his limousine pulling up outside of the theater. There's all these cameras flashing and paparazzi. He gets out and everybody loves him. Like he's waving at everybody.
He's like, cheers! Ha ha! Hello, baby booby bubby!
That's weird, right? And he's walking the red carpet, and at the end of the carpet is a guillotine. And he's like,
Ah! I think my producers are trying to tell me something.
and it just cuts to his head in it.
Well, what do you know? I asked for final cut, and I got it!
And then, shing, his head lands in the basket.
Now that's entertainment.
And then, boom, 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 the credits roll.
All right, man.
But if you hang out in the theater to the very end, he comes back. There's a stinger.
Oh.
And he's like, what are you still doing here? You couldn't get enough carnage or whatever?
You know, he makes some more horror puns.
And he's like, well, if you want more, just come back soon for our next installment. Dead Easy.
And that's it. The sequel they never made.
Oh. Good job, Ron.
Thank you.
That's great.
Yeah.
There you have it. Demon Night on Movies with Ron.
They actually did do a trilogy.
Yeah, I remember Bordello of Blood.
Yeah.
What was the third one?
They actually did a sequel.
There was no Dead Easy.
Right. If you read about the story behind Dead Easy, it actually sounds like it was going to be really good.
Oh, man.
Apparently, because, you know, it's in Louisiana, it's all voodoo, it would have required a really big black cast. And the producers were not sure that that was commercially viable. So it is rumored that they actually filmed the whole movie with nothing but white people. And then the director shelved it forever because he didn't want to be called a racist.
Wow.
No one knows if it was actually filmed or not yet. And they ended up making Bordello of Blood, which is a true sequel to Demon Night. And the third one was called Tales from the Crypt Ritual, and it stars Jennifer Grey. And it was actually filmed not even as a Tales from the Crypt movie. They just bookended it with the Crypt Keeper and dreadlocks, you know, because it was all in Jamaica. So there you have it. Oh, also, Tim Curry was in that movie with Jennifer Grey. And it's dumb.
Oh. So nobody knew what to expect from a Tales from the Crypt movie.
Mm-hmm.
Anything was possible. Well, not really. I think I was expecting the worst. But here we were presented with this movie with this deep religious backstory
I know.
Yeah.
and a fucking functional, cohesive mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fucking great. This was a great horror movie.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And it totally could have stood by itself without the Tales from the Crypt, attachment. It
Absolutely.
was a great movie. Nothing beats Billy Zane's voice during those temptation
I know.
scenes.
I forgot all about that stuff.
Do me a favor. Don't scream.
And you did some acting today.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, folks, sorry it's been so long since the last episode.
Yeah, we all got really busy at work, and some people moved.
Yeah. But, last month, which was April, that was our most successful month ever.
The month where we weren't here.
No way.
Well, we only released one episode.
Yeah.
So it seems like the slower we do it, the more successful we get.
Well, there is more where that came from.
So we'll see you in 6 months. No, I'm just kidding. Whenever we can. If you're using Apple Podcasts or iTunes, leave us a rating and review. We'd love to hear from you. We got a Facebook page. There's Twitter, @MoviesWithRon. There's movieswithron.com. And we're on all your other favorite podcast apps. It's been fun.
Yep, we love you.
See you guys.
Movies with Ron.